I teach on the pre-masters art and design course and the foundation art and design course. But this morning I'm going to be mainly talking about the pre-masters and what's entailed on the course and the sorts of work that we expect of our students on the course. I am a multidisciplinary practitioner. I've been working here for 4 years, and before that I've got quite a long career in art education, as well as being a practical, practice-based artist as well. So hopefully the information that I'm going to give you this morning will help you have more of an idea of what to expect when you're here. And hopefully it'll make you feel more confident about coming on the course.
Okay, I'm Jo Edwards, and I also teach onto the foundation course here at BCUIC. I'm going to be talking to you about the foundation requirements at portfolio entry and the kind of things that I like to see and look for in your portfolios. I am a jeweller, and I've got a running practice, and I travel all around the country exhibiting my work, and I've got a good working knowledge of exhibitions and things like that. So hopefully you'll be able to ask us some questions at the end. We're going to show you a little presentation now and go through the kind of things that we want to see in your portfolios. And if you could try and keep your microphones muted while we go through the presentation. You can ask questions in the sidebar, you can write questions, but then we'll give you an opportunity to ask questions at the end. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so to start with, I'm going to talk about the portfolio requirements for the pre-masters art and design. So what we expect to see are well-resolved, sophisticated and professional art and design work. So we want to see work which has been created with some kind of understanding and knowledge of practice. That being a multidisciplinary practice, so it's not just one particular avenue of art and design. This is a multidisciplined course, so we expect to see lots of different sorts of professional art and design work. And this piece of work here was a student of ours who went on to study master's level architecture. This is another example of a student who's applied here to do the pre-masters and wants to go on and do a master's in fashion design. And as you can see, the fashion illustrations have some knowledge, understanding, and creativity with the ideas. And this is some photographic work that the student created based on the illustrations you've seen previously. I like to see pieces of work, photography, that is maybe linked to the fashion design. So in a portfolio, it's not just design we want to see and the drawing and the design work. We also want to see where that fits in, the context of the practical work. And in doing that, you know, we hope to see students produce other forms of art and design, such as photography. These are some examples of some final design, product design students. And as you can see, it's very professionally presented. There's some knowledge and understanding here of an interesting, sophisticated concept. A knowledge and understanding of computer design would be an advantage. And it's well set out, it looks professional. Some more examples of product design students' work. Again, you can see that it's very professional, and it looks as if on this piece of work the student has knowledge and understanding and has been able to develop their idea in a sophisticated way. We also have jewellery design students who come here, and the piece of work below on the bottom of the sheet is examples of that. As I said earlier, the work that we ask students to produce is multidisciplinary. So this student here has come on the course and wants to do visual communication. So we expect to see completed artworks, illustration, design work, and this is an example where we are confident that this student is able to study at this level. We want to see refined design concepts with an understanding of any current context and trends relating to the industry. So we want to see that the student understands the creative industry that they are hoping to go into. And this is an example of a student who wants to do in architecture. This is some more design work where we feel confident the student understands what they're doing. The information is there. It's information, but it's visual information. We expect to see annotation, but we also expect to see that being able to be translated in a visual way. This is an example of some highly sophisticated jewellery design work, which could go into a gallery. This student understands the quality of the work, the professionalism, and we know from this that the student has a knowledge and understanding of this industry. This is some more jewellery design work from our students who we know by producing this piece of work that the student is ready and of that level to be able to produce a portfolio for master's level. We like to see in the work a design journey. I use that word a lot because that means we want to see initial designs. We like to see hand-rendered drawings because this has the person and the creative behind it. We want to see examples from a sketchbook and design sheets with experimentation to show creative decision-making. So these two pieces of work here by different students show examples of that. There's some more examples here of students, again from different disciplines. So we have product design, a product design student, and a fashion design student, and we can see that the student's hand is in that work. They're hand-drawn, but they're also translated creatively. We can see a journey going on in the work. Again, this is architecture. Architecture is very popular here for students to come to because BCU is, a very good centre to study architecture. And this student, we know, has understanding of both hand-rendered design ideas and computer-based design ideas. These two brainstorming sketches show an ability to start with an idea and try out many different ways of modifying a design and trying it out in different ways. And again, we can see the hand drawing here, and we can see that students can actually visualize their ideas. We also like to see a range of design outcomes with an understanding of media experimentation and an exploration of materials and processes. And in the portfolios, we really do like to see how something has been made. So the techniques, so we understand that that student has some professional practice. The fashion design student at the top of the page and the visual communication student at the bottom of the page, we can see the process that the student has gone through, the design process, trying to modify a design, change it. The student's hand is in those designs. Again, this is a student who shows an ability to make a final artwork. They have understanding of materiality. Again, this design sheet shows the process of making the design and the process of putting this design into something physical. This is a piece of work in a portfolio which shows that, an understanding of the dyeing process. A student has tried to, use different processes and materials to create a particular textile, particular colour. And again, this shows the techniques that a student has used to make a final outcome. We like to see research. Research is so important on our course. We like to see research from primary sourced information, such as first-hand sketching, and this should be an advanced standard. So these are examples of a student who has gone out there, found original sources, and responded to sources. That could be through experimentation with media. That is one form of first-hand sourced information, and then sketching from that. So again, we can see that the student has actually done that piece of work. Some more examples of responding to first-hand sourced information through drawing and concept design. This sheet here shows a student who's been able to respond to first-hand sources, you know, an orange that she has peeled and then drawn and then extracted and then responded in a creative way and made a final outcome. We like to see this design process. Okay. So I'll just say, yeah, so that completes the pre-masters, and hopefully that's given you some indication of the sorts of levels that we expect on our course.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you now about the foundation art and design portfolios, and the images on the next couple of slides are from a variety of different subject specialisms. We get a lot of jewellery designers and a lot of architect students want to apply for our courses, but there's also going to be some fashion related and some other things as well. So foundation art and design, we're looking for very similar things to the MA, but we're looking at a different level. So I want to see that there's evidence of completed projects from past study, perhaps, that show your development, not just your final outcomes. So again, I want to see design drawings and research that shows the full progression of your idea. And I want to see evidence of research. So ideas that link to your research could be primary, so from sketches and photographs, could be secondary, so other artists, other designers that inspire you and have influenced your work in some way. And I want to see your individuality and your personality coming through in your own designs. They might be quirky, they should definitely be innovative and very creative. Okay, I want to see, this is an example of the design process from a fashion design student. So we've got hand-rendered drawings and sketches down at the bottom, and these sketches did link to research, but the research images aren't included on this particular slide. They've taken elements from their research and selected carefully where those elements are applied to the body. They also show their experimentation with materials and the making process for this garment, along with, at the end, a photography shoot of their final piece of work once it's been made. Again, this links to that the past slide, and it just shows further how this individual made their garment and photographed it at the end, showing that it's professionally made and that they're trying to present their work professionally to us through high quality images. Okay, we want to see examples of sketchbook work that shows your ability to combine information and produce work that's creative, and sketchbook is a really great way to show that. It shows that you're capable of working within a project. It just shows that you're able to take information from research sources and apply it to your own ideas. Again, some more sketchbook pages. We like to see annotations, preferably in English, since That's our language that we can read. Showing your ability to describe and explain your work, explain the ideas, explain the influences that have had on your work, and show your critical review. So how do you think you could have improved that work if you were to do it again? And that's about it, really.
The other thing that we'd like to talk about is the difference between the 3 and the 2 semester, because when you make your application, we, both Joe and myself, are looking at portfolios, and we have to make a decision on whether we think it's better for you to do the 3 or the 2. And this is something which has got to be beneficial to you. Because if we let you onto, we've accepted you onto a 2 semester course and we didn't think that you had the time to develop your practice, it wouldn't really be beneficial for you. So when you get offered a 3 semester route on the foundation courses, you shouldn't in any way feel that that is detrimental, because it just means that you're going to be able to spend more time here, you're going to have more time to develop your ideas, to develop your individuality, and it will give you more of an opportunity to pass and be at that required level once you get to BCU. Those students who we don't really accept, I mean, I would say that most of our students go on the 3 semesters and they benefit hugely from doing that. But we do have a number of students who do the 2 semester as well. But usually those are students who've come from an art and design background. The 3 semester is designed really for students who've reached a level of competence. They are interested and they can produce a portfolio, but they're not really at that level yet to understand any advanced art and design concepts, because that's why you're here. So the 3 semester is a route that you shouldn't think of it as being something that you failed, or it's something that's going to benefit you in the long run, basically.
For example, if your portfolio includes observational drawings from life, still life, portraiture, it might be that yes, you're very skilled at that kind of drawing, hand drawing, maybe painting. We can see that, but it might be that your portfolio doesn't show the subject specialism that you want to go into. So if you wanted to study fashion design, for example, and your portfolio is mostly observational drawings, we would suggest the 3 semester course so that you have time to understand what fashion design is all about, and also sample and think about other course options for you. It's an opportunity for you to experiment and see what other options are available.